Now, as the word Shakti says, of course, Shaktism comes from the word Shakti. Shakti means energy, or we can say power as well. This is what we usually refer to be the feminine aspect, right? Shakti, the feminine aspect of the Supreme. And now this is where we consider the Supreme to be Shakti, that is to be goddess in the form of a woman. Usually Durga is the major one. We have Durga and other forms as well, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and others, right? So this has become a cult in itself, those who pray Shakti, who pray the goddess, what we call Shaktism. And Shakti, as we know, is the consort of Shiv, is the wife of Shiv. Some pray Shakti together with Shiv, others they pray Shakti alone, right? It depends. And when we say praying Shakti, it can mean any form of the goddess, not necessarily only Durga. Any form of the goddess, they pray, those in Shaktism. Some say that some worship actually Sita, Radha and all, but this is not part of Shaktism. It is not considered to be part of Shaktism, Sita and the worship of Radha together with Krishna, right? This will be part actually, Sita and Ram, Sita, Radha and Krishna. This will be part of Vaishnavism. Okay, this is not Shaktism. So we have Shaktism, which goes back to prehistoric times. Prehistoric times, where in the Vedas also we have got few mention of the word Shakti, of the word goddess, if we translate it Shakti. Basically, Shakti is the word. And also the word goddess, the word Shakti, and Shakti herself. We can find her details in many epics, in Purans, especially in the Markandeya Puran. Markandeya Puran is very famous, where we worship Markandeya is a sage who worshipped and wrote about how to worship goddess, right? Usually during Durga Puja, when we are reciting prayers of Durga, most of them comes from the Markandeya Puran, right? We have other writings also about her, like the Devi Puran, Kalika Puran, Devi Bhagavat Puran, Mahabhagavata, and also the Tantras. The Tantra refer to, what we call Tantric in our common language here, is, the worship of Kali, especially to achieve certain things in life. Let's say you want to get a good job, so you worship Kali. Pitati Puja and mantra, you do that 108 times and all. But what we understand today, what people are doing, say, doing the wrong word in the name of doing the wrong work in the name of Kali, right? Especially Fezutka Mahajito, etc. But this is definitely not part of the worship of Kali. Now, Shaktism est divisé en deux. Pareil, comment on utilise Vaishnavism, Shaivism aussi, et Naban, clans, nous dire. Ou bien on appelle ça, as the word says, we call that the Sampradaya, right? The Sampradaya. So there are two Sampradaya. There are two parts of Shaktism. The first one is Shri Kul. The other one is Kali Kul. Kul veut dire family. Kul aussi veut dire Sampradaya. Kul Vidya and cult, right? So we were saying that there are two sampradaya of Shaktism, deux parties dans Shaktism, which is Shri Kul and Kali Kul. Shri, the word Shri means auspicious. The word Shri means auspicious. But Shri is also the name of goddess Lakshmi. Right? Shri is also the name of goddess Lakshmi. So this aspect of Shri Kul, we worship the aspect of Shakti, which we worship in this Shri Kul. She is very sober. She is very calm, right? So she is usually in the south, especially. Je prier Lalita. She is a goddess. Lalita Tripuri Sundari. Maybe you have seen a picture of her when a can akutili tout ça, right? The sugar cane. She's Lalita. Ou bien she, in the Shri Kul, they also worship Lakshmi, right? The other one is the Kali Kul, those who pray Kali. Kali means the fierce form of Shakti. This one was the sober form of Shakti. This one, the fearful, ou bien the fierce form of Kali. And you know, Kali is worshipped especially in Bengal, in Assam, and in few parts of Kerala as well. The main deities in the Kali Kul. Maintenant, Kali lui-même, il y a différentes formes, right? Donc, mainly, of course, Durga, Nuna Kali, Nuna Chandi, Bhima, Tara. These are the major, but we have other forms also of Kali. That is goddess in the very fierce full form, right? So these are the two Kul, Shri Kul and Kali Kul. Now in Calcutta, devotion of Kali, of Durga is very emphasized, right? They do a lot of Durga Puja, they celebrate the Durga Puja with great pomp there in Calcutta. There was a scholar, McDaniel, who said that about, this is what he wrote about goddess Shakti, that she is a mother who protects and also guards the children, guards us. She has dark skin, pointed teeth, you know, Kali. Normalement, quand nous get Kali, she is very fearful. Quand nous get nous get peur actually. But in photos, at times you see Kali smiling and all, but this is not the real form of Kali. She is very frightening. She is very dark. Elle n'est pas bleue as such, elle est noire, right? Elle a pointed teeth, a necklace of skull. She can guarantee a good rebirth. Malgré she has that form, but we pray her to protect us. Kali, what does she do? She is the destroyer. Sorry. When she is destroying, she is also protecting others, no? So she also protects, she guarantees us that next birth will be a nice one. We will have a good rebirth, right? So this is what McDaniel said about, if you want to write few description, maybe. The description is easy to write here, what has been said by him, right? Now, we had a reformer, Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, Sri Ramakrishna Ubya. He was a very great devotee of Kali. He was a priest. He was a very great devotee of goddess Kali. Puli Kali is the primal energy, right? Pina comme si, although one has a male god, male aspect, female aspect for Ramakrishna, there is only Kali. He called Kali Brahman, right? The Kali for him, for Ramakrishna, is the one who creates, who preserves, who destroys. He called it Shakti, he called Kali as well, right? So this is the belief of Ramakrishna. Now, this is one important aspect of Shaktism. In Shaktism, especially the Kali Kul, Shri Kul and Kali Kul. In Kali Kul, we have many people who practices animal sacrifice to revere the goddess, as if goddess will be pleased when we sacrifice the animal, and then the goddess is going to bless us. This is practiced even today, right? Especially in India, even in our country, it is practiced in many parts of India, particularly in the eastern states of India and in Nepal, right? This is either an actual animal, vraiment an animal, and they cut the head of the animal, ou bien a vegetable, ou bien a sweet dish substitute considered equivalent to the animal. Getan Maurice nous disons, nous offer kheer puri to the goddess. In India, there's no tradition of offering kheer puri to goddess. They do kheer like that, they eat, yes, mais sa tradition qui nous suivent là, does not exist as such, right? This has started by our great ancestors, maybe. Qui fait ça? Because they are substitute to animals. Instead of we kill the animal in worshipping the goddess, we just offer her something else, right? Like a sweet dish, or like a vegetable. If you know certain traditions, Maurice, in a coupe and bhatwa, or something, during Durga Puja. This is representing the animal. Mais au fait, qui fait nous peut faire ça? Qui fait lui peut couper sa calebasse chinois là during that prayer? Be very symbolical, right? You know, when you say an animal, in an animal, you cannot have human qualities, definitely. You can't expect an animal to respect you, to honor you. An animal, you're not animalistic qualities. Let's say you take a tiger, right? An elephant. A tiger, lili pourquoi, lili roi, very powerful. These are called animalistic qualities. Mais au fait, quand nous couper sa vegetable là, comme à Maurice nous dit les calbacino, but in India, pas trop vraiment, they don't do that. Pas de tout qui fait les plutôt. Quand nous couper ça, it actually signify we are curbing down our own animalistic qualities. No God will be pleased if you kill an animal. N'importe qui s'en a nous tuer, human, animal, whatever, no God is pleased with that. But le fait que Shakti, Kali especially, when she had to kill Raktabij, sorry. When she had to kill Raktabij, she drank the blood of Raktabij. Parce que each drop of the blood of Raktabij which was falling on the ground, there was another new Raktabij cropping up, right? So, killing fait, to be able to kill the demon Raktabij, Kali drank the blood. Blood will not fall on the ground. And then people then started saying, oh, Kali is pleased with blood, so we need to offer blood. Pour moi, li carrément une misconception. It's up to you. If you say it's not a misconception, it's okay. But you give your reason. Peut-être carrément une question comme ça. How far can we validate animal sacrifice? Should we or not? Should it be done or not in shaktism? Right? Some people consider this to be devotion. But when we talk about devotion, the meaning of devotion is intense love for God. So there is God in an animal, there is Atma in an animal. So if I kill the animal, then God is pleased. Is it or not? No, he is not pleased. Pour moi, logically comme ça. Hein? But if you think the worth doing animal sacrifice, you write and you write your answers. But it's also true that previously, in the pre-Vedic time and the Vedic time, we were doing animal sacrifices. Qui fait de faire animal sacrifices? Quand je peux faire ça animal sacrifice là, mantras were being recited, and then the animal were killed. Ou bien sacrificed plutôt, instead of saying killing. And qui fait tu peux faire ça avec l'idée que ces animaux-là, quand ils pourraient prendre une autre naissance, soit ils naissent as a cow ou bien as a human being. Parce que quand les pémo, nous pouvons faire écoute mantras. Right? Even in the animal, peut-être ils capable de communicate with its creator. We don't know the world of animals, no? Like Manu nous capable communicate to our creator. We worship, we pray. That's why they were doing animal sacrifice at that time. The party fairly to eat it. De nos jours in Calcutta, we have a very famous temple of Kali. They faire animal sacrifice, the goat sacrifice there. Quand vous finissez de faire ce sacrifice là, qu'ils ont fait, ça la chair là, vous partagez avec du monde. Vous comme si as prasad. Yeah. But in Vedic and pre-Vedic times, quand tu peux faire animal sacrifice, it was not meant to be eaten. It was meant to be for the upliftment of the animal. Pour que quand il reprend naissance, il paraît souffrir as animals. Soit il vient un cow, soit human being. Why cow? Parce que c'est un dernier animaux qui nous prend naissance, cow. Après cow, nous vient human being. That's why cow is considered to be sacred à cause de la transition de nos souls là. Dernier les causes animaux, cow. They're a living human being. So for that transition, we respect cow. Right? Et aussi nous dire qu'il est de nous milk and all, she is like a mother and all. That is also a reason. Right? So in Nepal, West Bengal, in Odisha, in Assam, animal sacrifices are performed, right? Where, particularly to mark the legend of Durga slaying the buffalo demon. The buffalo demon says Yema Raktabij. Raktabij Lichina and boon that he could change himself in any form. Là, sa dernière forme qu'il prend as a buffalo. Leela Linrevin Raktabij, and then he was killed. Right? But this practice is a bit rare. Rare in the sense, yes, it is being practiced. I don't say no animal sacrifice is there, mais pas du tout qui fait, no? And in Bengal, animal sacrifice ritual follows the guidelines in texts such as the Mahanirvan Tantra. Taramachvidya in Amanliv Tantra refer where there are mantras about goddess there in it. So they recite mantras, right? They also recite mantra or Gayatri mantra, Om Bhurbhuva Swaha, in the year before killing. The meat of the animal is then cooked and eaten. Now, Siena, Siban traditions. right? So how far can we validate animal sacrifice? Up to you to discuss. You can use this karunya paramam tapa. Karunya with a karuna, compassion. Compassion towards all being is spiritual discipline, the real spiritual discipline. You can quote that if you want. This is a link. You can go and read more about should we kill or not and all. It's up to you. Can read that. So I was saying initially that in the Veda we have details about goddess. We have mentioned Pritu about goddess in the Devi Suktam. Suktam is a chapter which talks about the Devi. Devi here means the Shakti. We're not talking about Durga, Kali, and form, the tiger, so many hands and all. No, say the Shakti, the power. Where it's a, this is the translation of part of the mantra. I am the queen of the universe. I give wealth in the form of Lakshmi. Lakshmi, the new wealth. I am all-knowing, prime one. I enter many bodies as Atma, right? So these are from the Devi Suktam, right? So this is your shaktism, right?